welcome back. This to Explosive Expressions, the podcast. Okay, this is going to be the official season one, episode one. The first one was a little prelude, little test trials. Um, I'm here, Xavier Suleiman. My co-host Esau Haynes, unfortunately, is not able to join us today, but I'm here with two guests, in being Adam Walden and Crew Gibson, two of the men's basketball players here at Indiana Tech, one being 6'10" in a junior, the other being 6'8" in a sophomore. This is Adam's first year here at Tech. He's a transfer student. Crew Gibson this is going to be his second year at Indiana Tech, his second season. I am a redshirt freshman looking to make an impact on the team as well. But so yeah. First, I will start off with Adam Walden. Who is Adam Walden?
Man, what's going on? I'm originally from Baltimore, but went to a lot of different schools, went to different high schools, but had a lot of basketball experience and seen a lot of basketball, so I love the game, love the grind, love the hustle.
Okay. Who is Crew Gibson?
I feel like I'm a pretty laid-back guy, just play basketball, chill out. I mean, that's pretty much my life right now. There's nothing else to it, really.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, you hear to hear first. These are going to be two essential pieces to the team's upcoming season. Okay. A question I will ask both of you is, this is Adam. This will be your first year here, and obviously, Crew, I'll get to you. This is your second year here. How's the campus life? What do you do in your free time? How do you enjoy the campus life? How do you enjoy what you got going on here?
Honestly, just try to make the most each day. I realize there's a lot of stuff, a lot of time in one day. And like me being a junior, stepping my junior year, big thing for me was like, hey, only got 2 more years left of college. Like 2 more years left to enjoy what I got and then go pursue everything I wanted to pursue and what I've been grinding for. So like that hitting me at the start of this year was really like, yo, lock in, get in the grind mode, work hard and just like be the best teammate you can be and make the most impact you can. So doing that, I'm like, all right, I'm going out, trying to make friends, trying to make, associates, trying to make connections. So hey, their parents might know somebody, or they might have connections somewhere, So make sure I can set things up for myself in the summer, set things up for my life, just knowing the right people. That's really been a big focus for me. Another big focus is just like, making sure I have structure to my days. Not having structure really mess you up. You know what I mean? Making sure you have structure your days, like write down to-do lists, getting things I want done. Make sure I'm getting to bed at the right time. Make sure I'm taking care of my body, stretching after practices, and getting treatment with Rich, or your trainers. Just those are the big things for me, is just prioritizing the small things for yourself.
Okay. Crew Gibson.
Campus is cool, man. Downtown Fort Wayne, pretty nice city. Good amount of stuff to do. I mean, going between classes, go get food. Not a ton to do on campus technically, but I mean, good stuff to do in Fort Wayne, I'd say.
Now here's a question that I propose to, our old guest, and I will propose to y'all. What is something you would want to see Indiana Tech bring? Like, bring to campus? Like, what is something you would want to see them, to bring?
I'll let you go first since you've been here.
I think it's kind of a small campus, so you kind of get to know people a good amount. So I guess something they could bring is, building, just like they are that softball facility off campus, building some other stuff off campus, having some nicer, things to do, like a bigger rec center or, something that you can just go hang out with, go have fun, go hang out with the guys, whatever,
I feel like that makes sense. I mean, for me, I feel like a community pool will bring people together for sure. Indoor, outdoor, it doesn't matter to me, but like I feel like a pool will bring people together, like throw parties at the beginning of the year, throw parties at the end of the year, you know what I mean, throw celebrations, get-togethers. I feel like a pool would be a great idea. Another thing, like you said with the rec center is a pretty good idea, but since it's like downstairs in the caf, I don't think people really go there that often. It's not like they're like, let me pop in here real quick, let me go check this out. Like, put something and be like, hey, it's right in front of people's faces, you should go slide in there and be like, oh, what's going on in here? I feel like they should put something together for sure. Have people just come together and like, hey, chat it up, meet people, talk, everything like that. So I feel like if they could move the rec center maybe somewhere else or swap something with it, I feel like that'd be a great idea.
Okay. Well, since you guys are basketball players, well, we are basketball players, I am going to ask, how do you guys feel practices are, and how do you feel about your coaches?
I'll let you go first. I'll answer second.
Man, I will say this is the most running I've done in my life, for sure, without a doubt. But like I've seen like a lot of improvement within myself from this running, like from running the floor, being in better shape, being able to move, communicate. This it's helped me a lot more than I thought it did, making me step out my comfort zone. I love my environment. My coaches, they kind of embrace me and kind of uplift me, regardless. Hey, you might make a mistake, might miss a shot, you might shoot something really bad, but get it back on defense. We still with you. Hey, I'm still gonna make sure you straight, and that I do appreciate because it's not been like that for me. After seeing a lot of different basketball, it hasn't been like that for me. So being like that for me, being a comfortable, growing environment for me, I love it.
Now, with crew, for this question, I'm going to ask you, what's the difference from last year to this year's practices so far?
Man, I think, it's a lot of conditioning, obviously, getting everybody, in the right shape. But, from, going from year one to year two, I think for me, the biggest change is probably just the continuity we have, of a lot of the guys we have together already. The change is bringing in a few new guys. So we already have a group that knows what they're doing, what to expect, what drills we're already getting into, some of the same drills we've done last year, So, I think that's a big part of year one to year two. The big change is there's not a big change, It's really just building off the things we did last year, making sure, we have a way better season this year than we did last year. I think bringing in a few guys like Adam and some of the other freshmen that can really help us out is going to help us big time, and, I'm looking forward to it.
Obviously, going into this year, we have high hopes in winning, the conference championship and the national championship down in Kansas City. All those things are things that we strive for and things that we are looking forward into accomplishing. We come into practice every day, push each other to be, where we need to be. We try to, get 1% better every day. So, every day we come in, we work hard, bring the energy, translate to, game-like situations. And so, our first game is on Halloween versus Indiana Wesleyan at Indiana Wesleyan. Second game is also at Indiana Wesleyan, but versus Spring Arbor. Everyone is looking forward to the start of the season. Everyone's looking to get going. Just right now, practices are, practices. Getting up and down the floor, ball on the partner, baseline, suicides, all that stuff. It might be it's a pain in the ass, but get over it, get it done. On to the next thing. Kind of like I was saying with practices. How do y'all just feel about Coach Albert and Coach Aubrey and Coach Wilson and Coach Grant? How do y'all feel about them as coaches?
I think they each have their own personalities, their own strengths, weaknesses. I like Coach Grant because he kind of come with that neutral, whereas like he understands you got to compete. Hey, you also understand the coaching. Like, hey, we gonna need you to get challenged. I'm gonna need you to execute. I'm gonna need you to do such and such. And he challenges you. But he doesn't do it in like a down talking way. He just talks to you like, yo, man to man. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that like Albert or Coach Aubrey said don't say that, but I would say that it's a kind of a different approach. When you go to your head coach about something, it's a different approach than you go to your assistant coach. It's like the other guys, like your teammates and stuff. So that's what it is. It's different. I appreciate Coach Aubrey. He's the one that brought me in. You know what I mean? He's like kind of like my corner guy, so I can go talk to him about stuff. But I would definitely say that they have their own personalities, their own strengths, weaknesses. Coach Aubrey's that hype man, like the hype man you need in that corner to kind of get you up and going. That's the guy you go to him. Coach Teddy's kind of like that. Hey, slow, methodical. He's gonna figure it out for you, get the situation going, and they leave you to handle it. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Grant, like, yo, give me the ball, and hey, I'm gonna give you some ideas. You gotta figure it out though. So that's why I say their strengths, weaknesses is.
I think similar to what he said, I think they kind of feed off of each other really well. All great basketball minds. Coach Albert's a lot of X's and O's, knows the game in and out, has a vision and plan for each player. Coach Aubrey, similar in the same boat, but also more of like what he said, your hype guy, making sure guys are ready to go. Coach Wilson also kind of like an assistant, big hype guy, making sure we're, ready to go, helping on the bench with subs and stats and whatever else. And then Coach G, I think, is also very different because he kind of sees the game a different way, kind of like, big basketball minds do. He's kind of, giving them his feedback, and he sees it, X's and O's as well, but he's also reading what's on the floor, seeing what changes need to be made. I think Coach G is really valuable to our staff. I think they're all great, I love them.
Yeah, and I will say, with Coach G being a former player, he was a player here 2 years ago, I believe.
2 years ago.
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
before me.
Took them to the national championship with that that great team that they had. All the coaches are great, in my opinion. They all have, like I said, or like they said, they all have their strengths, their weaknesses. They all have their types of way of coaching. Coach Ted is more of a, he's more of a straightforward type of guy. Coach Aubrey's more of a excited, energetic type of guy. Coach G is just more of a little more down to earth, but he understands as a player, what to do and how to do things. So, the coaches, they're all great. Coach Wilson, he, isn't at all the practices, but even when he is at practice, he is very helpful and doing his thing that he's supposed to do as a coach. So, all the coaches are helpful. They're all, trying to help us get better and trying to help us, for the future. To move on from the basketball realm, food here on campus. What are honest opinions? Straight up honest opinions on the food here at campus. That includes the bistro and the calf and Central Grounds. And do you believe there should be another food option here?
I strongly believe there should be another food option.
Okay.
At this point, Max's kind of have, I guess you could say, variety. I'm putting quotation marks. Variety. Because you can get salad, you can get burgers, you can get chicken sandwiches, you can get chicken tenders. That sort of nature. It has a variety. But I feel like we just need another restaurant. We need another spot for people to go to get some food, especially food for after workouts. I feel like a tropical smoothie, tropical cafe, maybe even a Smoothie King would be that much better. 70%, 80% athletes on campus. That'd be like the smartest choice, best investment. They'd make money. We'd be okay with it. They'd get our swipes. I feel like that'd be a smart thing to do, and also open up more jobs for people. So that'd be good. I feel like the coffee shop definitely should have longer hours. I wouldn't think they need to necessarily start at 7:30 in the morning. Maybe they can start at 8:30 instead, maybe an hour later, let people kind of sleep in a little bit. But for sure, I feel like it should have longer hours, maybe to 4. I feel like that makes sense. People can go in there, grab a quick snack, grab bakery, grab some coffee, some tea, maybe even a sandwich. The sandwich is definitely good. I like sandwiches at the coffee shop. But Max's, you better count them days, man, because I'm telling you, bro, I got a salad one day. When I tell you, I think I found 4 or 5 pieces of chicken in there. You better count them days, all right? But the cafeteria is okay. It's a cafeteria. That's really what you're gonna expect. I wouldn't say it's bad. Some days it's hit. Some days it's just smoked it, airball, gone. But it is what it is.
I think the food's kind of hit and miss here. What he said. The calf can be it can be good, it can be bad. It just depends on the day. Max's, it's all right. Also hit or miss. Service can be here and there. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think they should open another food spot for sure. I'll go to some other campuses here and there, and even some smaller ones. They got a Chick-fil-A or a Mexican restaurant that you can use swipes at, and you can go to and use. So I think that would be a great idea. They can listen to, develop whatever they want to do.
Yes, my honest opinion obviously is, they do need to bring in either some more people for Max's Bistro, or some people that's not from campus to work there, or obviously to bring in another food joint up here, because as of right now, the basketball team, we barely be going in there anymore. If I'm gonna keep it a bean, it's we be going to the calf, because the calf, get your food like that. Max's, you gotta wait about 2 hours just for some fries. It's terrible. But the food here, like they've been saying, it's it's hit or miss. Obviously, you got your off-campus food options with like Chipotle and Starbucks, Panera Bread, all that stuff. But you know, the on-campus stuff is where we would like to be at. To spend more time on campus and to just to have somewhere to eat. Especially on weekends or especially when one place is closed and another place isn't. So
I feel like, yeah, I definitely piggyback on what you said. I feel like the hours can be difficult with Madison, especially on the weekends. Weekends just struggle to get food. Like, you really be hungry. And I live in Troder, the brand new dorm. They only have like a first floor kitchen. I'm used to cooking for myself all the time when I'm back at home or even at my other schools. I was used to be able to cook, but not having access to cook, if you don't live at somewhere like, at the Rose, then you kind of SOL when it comes to like where you're gonna get your food from, especially if you don't got a car. I'm all the way from Baltimore. Like, I don't got my own car right now, so I'm trying to figure that situation out. But I just wish, like, for people who don't have access to that, people who are only on campus or can't travel as much, like, we shouldn't have to require DoorDash all the time. You know what I mean?
True.
And that can be frustrating for myself because I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. If you have a practice in the morning or afternoon on Saturdays, you're gonna be hungry. You need something to eat. And if Max is not open because they open at 4, what you supposed to do?
Man, you telling everybody where you live at? Giving your location in Troder. That's bold.
Hey man, I ain't scared of
Hey,
nothing.
man.
But yeah, I agree. They need food options, whatever needs to be open longer, whatever possible. But I mean, there's some good food off campus, for sure. But I also wish there was better hours somewhere on campus, for sure.
Very much so. I mean, campus is, what campus is. So, I mean, yeah, we can get off the topic of Indiana Technical Institution. If we can talk some real world instances, let's talk college football a little bit. Crew Gibson, you are a Florida State Seminoles fan. How are you feeling right now, especially after last year and going undefeated and, the committee being the committee and getting smashed by Georgia?
Yeah.
How do you feel where the Florida State Seminoles are right now going into the future? How are you feeling?
No, people forget we had, about 11, 12 draft picks set out in the Georgia game,
Okay.
and a lot of people opt out. That would have been a good game if they didn't opt out, but what was the point of playing if we didn't make the playoff?
Yeah.
If we have Travis, we win it all, but it's depressing this year for sure, to say the least. Mike needs to get it together, or else he's going to be gone. And Lane Kiffin needs to come to Tallahassee if Mike Norvell's gone. I'm calling it right now.
Okay.
I think Lane Kiffin's a great coach, but if Mike can get it together, he can get it together. He needs a big portal off season. I'm not even going to watch them anymore this season. It's depressing. It's sad. Their offense is – I'd rather watch anything else in the world right now. It's terrible.
How about you, Adam? Who are you a fan of? Or are you a fan of college football? Do you have a specific team you like to watch?
So, honestly, I do just enjoy Colorado just because of Deion Sanders. Love my guy. Love Deion Sanders. And, love watching his son play. It's just like really interesting to watch. Just enjoy it. The competitiveness. I think the competitiveness, aside from money, like with NIL and stuff, it's just enjoyable to watch. But I haven't really been too into it that much. I wish I'd lock in more on it sometimes. So I think I'm definitely try to check that out more.
Okay. All right. Well, I am a Penn State Natty Lions fan. Go Penn State. Yes, sir. The deal with these dudes, we always can win the first 8-7 games until we see
And they still got
the Buckeyes
Still got to play Ohio State.
or the Wolverines. It's like anytime we play them, they don't know how to play football no more. But I rest my case. Go Penn State. College football is at is at a good spot right now with Alabama just beating Georgia and all the players and even with the football game. I still have not seen Judkins do a spin move yet. I am very upset about that. But with the 17-year-old Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams at Alabama, Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. Two really great wide receivers.
We got to watch them for 2 more years after this year too.
Arch Manning, hey, keep your eyes on him. keep your eyes on Arch Manning. Obviously, you got Travis Hunter, who I believe.
Probably the best wide receiver.
I think he's going to win Heisman.
I don't think so.
I think if he doesn't win, he's going to be second.
They're not going to win enough games.
I still think
They're not
he's
gonna win
tough.
enough games.
I mean,
I'm calling it right now. Jalen Milroe's winning Heisman.
Jalen Milroe.
That's
That's
my prediction.
Jalen Milroe.
I
You
think
heard it here first.
Jalen
Jalen
Milroe.
Milroe. Who do you think's winning the Heisman?
I'm behind Travis. I love
He's
Travis.
behind Travis.
Okay, so
Hey, we all have our own opinions. It's okay to have your own opinion. With obviously college football, this little past week, Georgia-Alabama game was outstanding. It was a great
peak
game.
football right there. That was
Michigan
great.
State, my roommate Eric Hobson, he's a Michigan State fan, got absolutely demolished by Ohio State. I hope Eric Hobson watches this video and eventually gets on the podcast so I can ask him about Michigan State. No, that's college football. College basketball is obviously right around the corner, as it gets closer to, like March and when the season eventually does start, can pick up talks with there. Everyone has eyes on Cooper Flag and the Rutgers duo, freshman duo, and the whole nine with that. But let's transition to professional sports. Let's talk NBA with the new some trades happening. Okay, we got trades with Karl Anthony Towns being traded to the New York Knickerbockers for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Okay, we actually have Dante DiVincenzo here on campus. His name just so happens to be Landon O'Brien. They look just like. Pull up side-by-side picture.
That's his little brother.
You could not tell me they don't look alike.
That's his little
But that's
brother.
besides the point. Big trade. Crew, he's been saying that the Knicks won the trade.
They fleeced.
And a lot of people are saying the Timberwolves won the trade. I think it is somewhat close trade. I don't think, I feel like, they both got some players that, are going to help them, obviously, this upcoming season. So, the Olympics passed this past summer. LeBron, Curry, and KD did their thing. Some signings this past summer, Paul George and other people. NBA should be absolute cinema this upcoming season. What are your opinions on the NBA?
Well, I will speak on the Cat trade because I do love Cat's game. Being a big man myself, just love watching him play. He plays his passion, he shoots the ball well. Puts the ball on the floor. I feel like he's actually a pretty underrated passer. But I definitely do agree with Crew with the Knicks won that trade. Minnesota just got rid of probably their second best offensive player on the roster, only because Anthony Edwards. He's going to carry the team. Regardless, he's going to put the team on his back.
There you go.
Honestly, but I definitely think that the Knicks they lost a huge piece. Trading DiVincenzo was hard. That is nuts.
No more Nova Knicks.
I'm like, man, he played defense and he could score. You know
Man,
what I mean? He
Nova
played both sides
Knicks.
of the ball very well. He made me think of prime Klay Thompson. Honestly.
Man, Nova
Respectfully.
Knicks.
Not saying he shot the ball like that, but he just reminded me of seeing like glimpses of like, Iguodala, Klay Thompson.
I agree, though, man. I think the Knicks won the trade. I don't even think it was close. I mean, to get a talent like Cat, he's probably a top 12, top 10 player maybe in the league. For Julius Randle and DiVincenzo in a first, to me, is a steal. I think it makes the Knicks title contenders. I think if they stay healthy, they can win the East. I think Cat's great. I think he can, like he said, he can shoot the crap out of it. Spaces the floor really well, which I don't think Randall fits with the T-Wolves and needs the ball in his hands too much. I think Cat is perfect for the Knicks. Great floor spacer. The ball can stay in Brunson's hands, Mikal Bridges' hands, whoever. Because he can space the floor and do whatever they need off ball as well. I think it's a perfect trade.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks are going to be at the top of the East this year, but, let's transition to the West, though. I want to talk Western basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Before we talk Western basketball, Cat's going to be playing like 50 minutes a game. under Tom
Tim's
Thibodeau. But
gonna have him playing.
Western basketball, I wonder why you want to talk Western basketball. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. He is a fanatic LeBron James fan. He is probably, I don't know, he might be the top LeBron James fan here on campus. Okay, who knows? I mean, he loves LeBron James, and you can even probably say he might even love Bronny James. Bronny James hasn't even played yet. Okay, maybe not. The reaction says otherwise.
Maybe. We got to see him play first.
We gotta see him play first, but
Got to see him play.
he is a LeBron James fan. Anywhere LeBron goes, he goes. So, what do you have to say about Sir James going into his 22nd season?
Yep.
Alright.
2-2. I mean, you saw it in the Olympics. The way he can play, the way he understands basketball, it's at a different level. I mean, probably the greatest basketball mind to ever do it. I mean, he's 39 years old, playing like he is now. I mean, scoring, passing, rebounding, putting up triple doubles in the Olympics.
Okay.
I haven't seen anybody ever really do that.
Can we talk about when he got dunked on?
All right.
Let's talk about it.
That's
No,
AI.
you want to talk
AI.
about it?
That's AI.
AI.
That's-
Okay,
that's-
it was AI
that's
generated.
That's
It never happened.
They won the Olympics.
They won the Olympics. They
It
did
was-
win the
yeah,
Olympics.
they won
Steph
the
Curry
Olympics.
was shooting. Who I don't know why.
Shooting is Spalding off the ball.
Who man. But LeBron James obviously this upcoming season. I am looking forward to seeing John Morant. I love watching John Morant play. My team is the Philadelphia 76ers. That's my reaction to them right now. Joel Embiid, they say he's lost 25 to 30 pounds.
You gotta stop flopping.
I mean, can we get past the second round? Maybe. Can we get to the Eastern Conference Finals? Maybe. No, exactly. So, I mean, they can win however many games in the regular season. Cool. When it comes to postseason, Tyrese Maxey, Xavier, we love them. Joel Embiid, Paul George.
Annual Paul George injury. Or Paul George playing in the playoffs.
Jeez, knock on wood on that one. But it's like, we got the pieces. Hopefully Jerry McCain, the TikToker, hopefully he's not dancing too much and he's actually playing basketball. But, I mean, Sixers, they're going to do what every Philly team does besides the 2017 season with the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to get to
Hey,
Philadelphia Eagles
let's talk about the Sacramento Kings, though.
Sacramento Kings are very underrated
They
here.
are very. They were
DeMar
very,
DeRozan?
Weren't they second?
I don't know.
Crew does not
Second
like
in
to
the
talk
West
about
last year.
De'Aaron Fox.
I think De'Aaron Fox is a great player. I think he's a
You
great
want to talk about the
player.
one night about De'Aaron Fox, though? We had 5 turnovers.
No, we don't want to talk about it.
No, but De'Aaron Fox, he's good. I think so. Something is cooking in Sacramento. I don't think nobody wants to talk about it, but the way they was third and second in the West last year.
They were tough.
They were putting up numbers. They were good. It reminded me of how Magic made the playoffs after a while. They finally made the playoffs. So I'm like, some of these underdogs you might want to talk about.
For me, I just don't think the Kings have a star-studded super player that can get them to wherever they want to be. Like Sabonis is not that guy. Like he's a great player, but he's not like a Jokic type player that can take them all the way.
Yeah.
Like he's a great player. I think I play similar to Sabonis,
Mm.
but like I also think that he's not going to get them to where they want to be,
Yeah.
which is title contenders.
I mean, and like, who else? People have been like, the Rockets and all those teams.
I think
it's
they're
like,
too young.
Yeah,
I think
Rockets-
they'll be there in a few years.
I feel like Rockets they won't.
again, another thing with Eric Hobson. If you watch this, the Pistons are not doing anything this
Pistons
season.
are terrible.
They're terrible.
Tobias Harris is
Washed. Go ahead.
No,
Back
sir.
to Detroit. Don't care.
Yeah.
All right. We got Paul George.
They're winning.
They'll
They're
be the
not
first.
going 500.
They'll be the first ones to Cancun. Don't worry.
Probably.
Yes, sir.
I would agree.
But yeah, that's NBA. Do you guys have any predictions, MVPs, or NBA championships this upcoming season for NBA?
Shea's getting his first MVP.
Okay.
Shea, I think Luka. I think he's gonna go to Luka. He's been putting numbers years.
I think Shea got absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I guess the best way to put it is fleeced
Yeah.
or robbed of
Yeah.
his MVP this year.
His last year MVP was robbed just as bad as Aaron Gordon got robbed, like
Of the dunk
of the
contest.
dunk contest.
Maybe.
I think it was up there with that. For me.
I think either Shea or I low-key think Ant.
You think so?
I mean, but after
Either this season or like next season.
I'm calling it. Paulo Banchero will be
MVP eventually.
Maybe, but I'm also saying I think he's gonna. What max he get that? What is it? The
Most improved.
most improved.
I
I
was-
think Paolo wins that this year. I think he takes that next step towards
Oh, yeah.
an All NBA team this year.
I mean, how
That's
he,
my guy.
he already had a great year. He was putting up numbers like triple doubles, and that was his second year or third year.
He's
I'm
great. He reminds me so much of
Cooking.
Bron without the elite athleticism. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah,
He
Paulo.
just plays a little more crafty, a little more smooth.
He makes me think of like a bigger Luka, where he kind of slows himself down and speeds up when he needs to, and he's so physical. What are you supposed to do with that? You can't do much.
He's a big
with
guard, man.
somebody that can move like that, that can shoot well.
I love him. I love his game.
Who do you
One of
guys
my
feel is
favorite
going to
players.
win the championship this season?
You know who I want to win.
The Lakers.
I
We
want
got
the
it.
Lakers to win.
I mean,
It's
the way
just,
Anthony
it's just like
Davis
it's
is
just like
playing,
me saying the Sixers, but
But who do I think's gonna win? Man,
honestly, I think it's about time for the
I
Knicks
think
to
I
win.
think the Knicks could win it
I
this
think
year,
I'd
man.
like
Think
with
the
the
Knicks?
trade they just got with the people
They got
that
some
pieces,
superstars.
Yeah.
If they can piece it together.
and make sure they stay healthy. Staying healthy is the
healthy is
biggest
the
problem with the
biggest-
Knicks.
oh
biggest
yeah,
part.
for sure. The Knicks, okay.
I hope
Please,
that just
I
don't.
hope-
No, I don't want the Celtics to win.
Please,
again.
I don't
No,
want
the Celtics.
somebody.
Tatum
anybody but
already.
them, bro.
He didn't.
Anybody but the Celtics, man.
He didn't squeeze the life out
No,
of
sir.
every possible thing he
Stop.
could. So,
Copying everybody, do your own thing, bro.
but so that is our opinion on the NBA. Now with the NFL season is here. It is we are what
Halfway
4 weeks in, 5 weeks in. I am an Eagles fan. Before we talk about any other team, okay, these boys are stressing me out. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let me know.
Come on,
'Cause-
Sirianni, get it together.
Nick Sirianni, you need to get your ego in check. That's the first thing I'm going to say. You need to let Kellen Moore do his thing. You need to let Nick Fangio do his thing. Just let them cook. I know we got some injuries. I know AJ's out
I
and
need
Smitty's
AJ
out. It's our bye week. We should be getting back healthy. We have Saquon. He should not only have 10 carries. He should have 10 plus. He should have at least 20 carries every game. Obviously making sure he does not get hurt. But come on, y'all. We just beat the Saints, and then we just got blown out by the Buccaneers. What are we doing?
No, blown up by the Bucks is crazy.
Amen.
Tom Brady's not even there. But besides the point, and Lamar we trust. Okay, I'm a
Yes.
huge Ravens fan. Huge. All right, from Baltimore, grew up in the city, and Lamar we trust. Right, but my gosh, they got to get it together.
Big win on Sunday.
It was a
Big win.
huge win on Sunday.
Big win.
But like,
Showed they're here to stay.
we
in the
can't
AFC.
be losing to Dallas. We can't be losing to Dallas. now.
You won.
Yeah,
No.
yes, I did.
Yeah,
beat Dallas.
Ravens won.
Oh, I thought it was
Almost blew it though. Almost
Yeah,
blew it.
almost
No, we
blew
would-
it.
Almost blew it though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Almost
Ravens
blew
won.
it, but they did beat Dallas.
I mean-
I appreciate y'all for that. I hate Dallas. Hate Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, not a big
Hate 'em.
Cowboys fan. myself.
Derrick Henry's been putting the team on his back, but I feel like Lamar got to trust his wide receivers a little bit more.
King
though.
Henry.
Gotta get Zay Flowers going. Need more wide receivers. Mark Andrews hasn't been doing anything.
Oh,
I
yeah,
picked him
he's
up in
been nice,
fantasy. Horrible decision, I will say. Horrible
No.
decision. The men back there, they also agree with me. Crew Gibson, what is in your mind, your realm, as it pertains to NFL football?
I'm a Bucks fan.
Ah,
You know.
goodness gracious.
I think Baker's been playing at a high level. Him and
Yes.
Sam Darnold look
Yes.
big comeback. One of them's going to win comeback player of the year.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're balling right now.
they are. I will give them that.
Both looked like busts. I mean, looked like Josh Allen was just the only good player, and Lamar in that draft class. Those were the only two, but those two are looking like they could, both those teams are title contenders at this point, the Vikings and the Bucks. I
Yeah.
mean, and it's both because of those two right there, Sam Darnold and Baker. But
The Minnesota
big Bucks
Justin
fan.
Jeffersons.
Big
They
Bucks fan.
don't even call them the Vikings, just the Justin Jeffersons.
Mike Evans is one of the most underrated wide receivers. in
I
the league.
can agree with that statement. He is coming up on 11 years on 1K.
Yeah,
He's gonna,
1,000.
if he gets it this year, he breaks Jerry Rice's record.
All-time leader for
That's-
points, Bucks history. All-time
crazy.
leader now.
Crazy.
That's great.
That is crazy. I mean, yeah, with this, like I said, with the season, hopefully, like we said with NBA, hopefully the Kansas City Taylor Swifts do not win the
No.
Super
I
Bowl.
hope they don't even make it to the championship. I'm tired
But,
of seeing them in the Super Bowl.
With
Travis
how,
Kelce need to get it together though. I'm
Yeah.
sick and tired of seeing this dude not
Patrick Mahomes is a great player, but it's like, dude, you're giving the refs are giving them wins. I don't know.
We're gonna talk about Mahomes tearing Rashee Rice's ACL.
Hey,
he tore his
man.
best receiver's ACL.
I mean,
He was going
and
for
then
the mistake.
Devontae Adams is requested a
Do
trade.
not be a Chief.
Please do not. And they said they're only going to trade him for a second round pick and a bag of Doritos. What are we doing?
Ain't wrong.
What are we doing? Just send them to the Jets or
Send
send
him
them
to the Jets.
or to the Saints.
I'm fine with either. Just needs to be
Not
for a
the
first round pick or
Chiefs.
something.
Not the Chiefs. If you send them to the Chiefs, it's like, come on now. Like, you're making
He
it
gets to
so
go.
obvious.
If he gets to be a Rodgers again, it's going to be a sight to see with Garrett Wilson at wide receiver
Hey,
too.
the Jets would be nasty. They would be. They're already kind of nasty. Like I said, it's the beginning of the NFL season. Looking forward to watching NFL football. The Eagles have a bye week this week, so I don't have to stress too much. I would like to see.
Just fantasy.
Oh yeah, fantasy football. Our team has a fantasy football. I'm playing him this week.
Oh yeah.
I'm
don't
playing
worry. He's gonna
Adam
lose.
Walden.
Yeah, he's gonna lose. Don't
If
worry.
I lose, I don't know. I might just quit the league. But just having fun, with the team. NFL football. We love watching NFL football. We love watching college football. We love.
Love sports, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Love basketball.
Indiana
love football.
Tech. Some of our conference rivals have football teams. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that would involve, bringing, building more stuff on campus. Hey, building another food spot on campus.
would be great for us.
But it's like, we got the soccer field. If we, as basketball players have quite the experience on the soccer field. But we would like for a football team to also be here. It's like, on those Saturdays when, it's not really nothing to do until Saturday night. It's like, in the morning, hey, get us a football team. I'm sure the students would love to pop out to the
Would
football
love to
game.
have
Would
something
love
to do on
Would
Saturdays
love
other
to.
than just sit down and watch college football all day and have practice.
Yeah, so I mean, we would love, to have something like that. Obviously, with just more stuff on campus would be much, much, much appreciated. More little events like, some like maybe having like bounty houses and stuff like that. But like, just little stuff just to do, like versus like, obviously people don't mind sitting in the house, but it's like sitting in the house gets, so good or is so
Gets boring, dude.
gets boring after a while. And then obviously when it gets cold, no one's gonna want to come outside because it's cold, it's snow on the ground. So, obviously, we would like just to have more stuff on campus, as it pertains to the rec. Please fix the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Bowling alley has been closed since I've been here. I haven't even got a chance to go down there. I mean, well, I've been down there, but haven't got a chance to even go bowling. And I've had to go to Crazy Pins and
Bowling alleys broke.
bowling alley broke.
I mean, they got some of the stuff in the calf broke.
Oh,
Ice
yeah.
cream machine here, drinks.
Man, it's like, I mean, hey, heavy on drinks, especially in the bistro.
especially
Like,
in the bistro.
why is the Sprite always flat?
Always
What's
out of
going
food too. Always out of certain things I want.
I mean,
Man.
but it's like, I mean, yeah, so. Diddy! Yes!
No.
Let's talk about 1,000 bottles of baby oil, shall we? Okay. Sean Diddy Combs.
Guess we're talking about the news.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
talking about the news. Okay. Sean Diddy Combs has allegedly, well, not even allegedly, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Whatever you're doing with 1,000 bottles of baby oil, you did it. Okay. It takes roughly 5 years just to get, through a whole bottle of baby oil. And then allegedly it's like 700 of extracurricular thingamabobbers. That's what we're gonna call them. But I mean, some of your favorite athletes are listed to be at the Diddy parties.
Bruh, no.
Some of your favorite
no.
rappers, and I mean, hey,
All I'm saying is, I don't even know what I would do with 5 bottles of baby oil, let alone 1,000. But what?
I think
There's
the funny
a-
thing for me was the lawyer tried to blame it on Costco. They said he bought it in bulk at Costco, and then Costco said they don't sell in bulk.
I also think whatever he did is also true because it's like it's a video of his son shooting. They have a court in their house, and it's 2 beds in the court.
not some small beds. Either.
Not some small beds, by the way. So Sean Diddy Combs,
Who's
obviously
gonna get out first, him or R. Kelly?
they're going to be in there going on tour. Okay, they're going to be in there. They're going to be in there looking like the Hardy Bros. Like what? They're like R. Kelly, and Sean Diddy Combs. R. Kelly, not Robert Kelly. R. Kelly makes some phenomenal music. Okay, he makes some great music. I don't care. He makes some great music. Robert Kelly, he's a bad man. He's a bad guy. We don't whatever. R. Kelly, he's a singer, songwriter, producer. He has produced for some of your favorite singers and rappers, and you don't even know it. Okay, But what do I think that is going to happen with them? I think that they're just they're just going to be in there just marinating. I guess I don't know, like just ill. Like what are you doing with your lives? That also pertains with YouTubers or content creators talking to people they shouldn't be talking to.
Speaking of content creators, how do y'all feel about TikTok possibly being banned? They're really heavily talking about it.
They've been talking about this for 2 years now.
No, but
it's just like the Ben Simmons off-season stuff.
It
they just say it's gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
No, but I have my friends in the military, and they're talking about really banning TikTok. Really.
They banned TikTok. I don't know what I'd do. TikTok is amazing for when I'm going to the bathroom. Okay.
Instagram
TikTok's my best friend.
Same thing.
Okay.
I'm not really tripping.
I feel like I'd be kind of disappointed myself if TikTok was banned, actually. I think it'd be like getting rid of a lot of people's jobs, as well as a lot of, honestly, positive influence. Because there's a lot of people out there that have helped change lives out there with positive, whatever it's mental health, or maybe it's being in the gym, could be even food, diet, stuff like that. There's definitely positive things out there. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it's just nonsense. You're like, yeah, nobody wants to watch a makeup tutorial all the time. You know what I mean?
I actually just saw on TikTok the whole thing going on in Israel, the missiles, all that stuff.
I wouldn't be mad if TikTok got banned.
Yeah, keep that over there. But it's crazy, what's going on in the world.
People need to do some other stuff other than sit on reels all day. I think it would be more productive.
For sure. I feel like
we're going to get a little negative here.
Okay.
We're gonna poke the bear.
All right.
Especially with you.
Okay. Yeah.
With the upcoming presidential election.
Oh, man.
Crew,
we get
know
political on the podcast.
we're getting political here. We're getting political. Just a smidge. We just want to know, what your mind. And it's okay if you would not like to discuss. But as it pertains to Trump and Kamala Harris, crew, I'll let you say what you would like to say, or what are some things you're looking forward to, or what are some things you're looking for these president candidates? What are you looking for?
I don't want to get too political on the podcast, obviously, but some things I'm looking for Kamala is just making sure she can lower taxes, prices of groceries, rent.
Yes.
Inflation.
That's one of my biggest concerns personally, because we all have to do the same thing. You know what I mean? We're getting to that age.
We're young adults.
So that's a big one for me. I don't want to get too much into the rest of it.
I understand. I know where you're coming from.
But the economy, we'll stick with just the economy on talking about the podcast.
The economy. With the economy, because my mom has recently bought a home, I would say that the prices for houses shouldn't be so high. It took my mom years to build the amount of money to get a house. So I would say definitely reducing inflation, and definitely the economy needs help right now. Being in my macro class taught me a lot about what's going on. So I would definitely say that stuff like that needs to change.
My main thing I want to say is gas prices. Just lower the gas prices. That's all I really want.
That goes with inflation.
That's all I really want.
Gas
gas should not be $4 or $5. I own an Audi, and I'm putting in 50, and it's only getting me to half a tank. It's insanity. When I went back to my hometown, Philly, I went down there and like gas was like $1 almost. I was like, oh my gosh.
What?
It's like $2. I was like, whoa. But obviously gas is different places. But upcoming election, we're young adults and we are of age to vote. So I mean, obviously, I'm not going to get into who you're voting for and the whole shebang with that. But
just do your research, man.
Yeah, just do your research.
Just get out and vote. Do your research and get out and vote.
Just be well educated on the matter. Just make sure you're not. What did your boy say? Eating cats and dogs. You don't want to do that. Don't want to eat the dogs. Don't want to eat the cats. Whole nine with that. But the presidential election is coming up here, soon. But I mean, got Crew Gibson and Adam Walden. Talked about campus life. Talked about NBA. Just talked about some things going on in the world. Some of our views on these matters, some of our opinions. Like I said, this is the first episode, so liking to build upon this, and obviously we're gonna have a plethora of different guests and different people coming on the podcast, from different teams or from different clubs. I'm appreciative that you two are here,
of course,
for the first
appreciate that,
episode of season 1.
Appreciate you for having me.
I really appreciate that. This is something that I want to start getting going. Obviously, for during this basketball season and just throughout the school year. Obviously, to attempt to get Big Teddy on the podcast eventually, and Coach Aubrey.
Coach Ted, man.
Congratulations.
Coach,
oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Coach Ted.
Come on.
Congratulations.
Come
Coach
on,
Ted,
he
the boy.
finally, man.
Coach Ted.
Man.
Having a son.
I think we were more excited than him.
Yeah,
He was pretty pumped.
Yeah, he was.
He was pumped, but I think we were more
He
excited.
didn't show it as much.
But
I think we were more excited.
As much
than
as
him.
he wanted to.
But obviously, just getting more people on the podcast. Some of our teammates, and like I said, volleyball, track, and obviously my co-host. He's a track athlete, so him getting in contact with some of his track people, and just
you might be able to get professional balls on there. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, anybody and everybody is welcome to come on the podcast. We can talk, what you think on certain matters and talk sports. Just talk about anything and everything. Obviously, we just want to get stuff out and, just give people a platform to talk. Obviously, I know people are being like, oh, giving anyone a podcast, but this is something that I genuinely, care for almost. I like, watching other people's podcasts and like seeing, where everyone is mentally, especially when it comes to former players and former, athletes, talking about their experiences and, like Shannon Sharp. We're not gonna talk about Shannon Sharp. We're not gonna talk about Shannon Sharp. Shout out Michelle as well. But shout out shout out Joe Cinco. What they got going on. Also, new podcast, 2510. Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy. They have a podcast.
I've seen that. I've seen Deshaun Jackson talking cash the other day.
I heard about that.
Deshaun Jackson,
He was saying that he could lock up Jeff Teague, and I was.
Oh, that was
come on, bro.
crazy.
Jeff Teague at his prime.
Deshaun Jackson's my favorite NFL player of all time, but it's like, let's calm down.
Interesting podcast. Him and
Interesting
LaShawn McCoy.
podcast. It's actually a pretty funny podcast.
One of them for sure has CTE. I'm not sure about Deshaun. But.
Let's talk about Antonio Brown a little bit.
CTE ESPN?
CTE ESPN. Hey, I mean, they Antonio Brown, was a dog, a monster on the field, but. Obviously, hits to the head, obviously as it involves with Tua, is like, CTE serious,
Concussions are
something serious,
Big injuries.
Very serious.
Not something to take slightly.
For sure, definitely something to take seriously. But like I say, seeing athletes, talk on podcasts, and then even seeing, little clips on TikTok of, other people talking on podcasts, doing like little random stuff like spell red, and they'd be like, oh, BLUE. Like just
We always-
stupid, just stupid stuff. You know, just
Podcasting
seeing
has
it.
become clipping for sure.
Yeah,
On TikTok,
just
Instagram
something
Reels.
to just to
Yeah.
get
Fun to
something
look at
on.
those for sure.
Yeah.
Fun clips to look at for sure.
You know, obviously, podcasting is something that's been growing since like what COVID. Ever since
Definitely.
COVID. Just finding different ways to have people express themselves is something that I really enjoy doing. My dad has a podcast for Illinois high school sports. More preferably basketball, high school basketball. And I would assume is still going to be doing stuff in that realm. He hosts showcases and all that stuff, and just seeing him do that and then seeing other people do that, has helped me be motivated to also take an effect in doing this. So like I said, they're back there playing with the camera, zooming in on my man's Adam's face.
I think it's funny.
Oh my goodness
There we go.
gracious.
I think that's. Yeah.
Woo!
You can thank Javale
It's
Lewis
getting a
for that
little.
one.
It's getting a little silly now.
It's getting a little silly back
Back
there in the
there.
studio, but that's what it's all about, just having fun,
Pat McAfee type show.
Love
said that wrong.
that is a great one. I love watching Pat
Pat
McAfee. Pat McAfee is
Always say it wrong.
great podcast, great show. Love watching it. I watch it in class, or I listen to it in class, but watching it and what he has going on is the blueprint. Essentially, I feel like everyone would want to do what Pat McAfee is doing. He has his show, then he goes and commentates on WWE. Then he goes on Saturday, College Game Day, and he's doing his big one. He was a pretty solid. Hopefully, if he does watch this, I feel like a solid punter is a good assessment. Solid to elite. I don't want him to bear down on me, but he was a pretty solid punter kicker. In the league, for the Colts. So, that's the blueprint. I feel like everyone will want for that to be the case. So, I feel like we've hit relatively everything on the button. Is there anything any messages you guys would want to say to the people that would watch this video? Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, man. When you go do anything, be fearless with it. Just know, like, hey, you can learn something from it. Good, bad, ugly. You can learn something from it. So go for it.
Work hard, man. That's all you got to do through life. I mean, life's hard. There's going to be obstacles all the way through life. Always is. Just got to keep your head down and keep working, man, because trust me, it does get hard. It really does. But also shout out Louisville, Kentucky.
Shout out Louisville, Kentucky, man. Crew, he claims he's from multiple places. He's from, what do you say, Tallahassee.
I was born there.
He's from Louisville. He's from Indiana.
Yeah, across the border.
Across the board. He's
It's hard to explain to
you know,
people
his
where I'm
his
from, small little town.
his legs were born in Louisville. His torso was born in Louisville. His arms and one of his arms was born in Indiana. Another arm was born in Tallahassee. Whatever. But obviously, one of my messages I will say is be comfortable being uncomfortable. And like Dave said, just work hard and anything you dream of doing, you can do it. No matter what level you're on, if you have a dream of becoming a professional basketball player, you can do that. You can do that here, you can do that going D2, obviously going D1 or going D3. No matter where you're at, just work hard, be comfortable being uncomfortable, and just, be yourself. That's a big one. Don't, try to be a different person, be a different persona, for, other people. Just be yourself. So, that's the first episode of Explosive Expressions. I like to thank our studio men in the back.
Shout out to the studio guys.
Shout out to studio guys.
Shout out Trevor.
Shout out Trevor. He's not even in here anymore, but shout out Colin O'Farrell. He is the man behind mostly everything, and the other fella right here. I don't know your name yet. I'm gonna get to know it. C-A.
What is that? Is that an O?
E-S-A. What is that?
We at Case right now, aren't we?
R
Carson?
Kesar?
We'll figure
we'll
it out
find
after
We'll
this.
figure it
We'll
out.
find out later.
Shout out to him too, but obviously shout out to Conor O'Farrell. You know, this is something that me and him have talked about. You know, last year, and you know we're putting it to plan. So I mean, you know, like I said, thank y'all. You know, whenever the next episode is, make sure y'all tune into this episode. You know, tell a friend, share it to a friend, share it to a friend, share it to your grandma, share it to your mama, share it to your pappy, share it to everyone you know. You know, get it out there in the world. You know, post it on your socials. Do all that. You know, obviously you just want people to see. You know, obviously the goal is, oh, we want to go viral. Blah blah blah. Oh man, time shmine, man. You know, I don't care about that. This the outro, man. But yeah, just get people in tune. Obviously, we're gonna have different people coming, on the podcast and talking. So, like I said, thank y'all, and this was Expressions.
Have a good night.
Peace out.
I already thanked them. I don't want to thank these bozos again. I have to see them every day. I have to see them every day. I don't want to thank them again. I don't want to thank them. But like I said, thank everyone. You know, this is obviously a beautiful opportunity to have. So thank them, obviously, being the first guest on the first episode, first season of Explosive Expressions. You know, this is probably going to be a trivia question in a couple of years. Who's on the first episode, season 1 of Explosive? Let's hope so. Let's manifest that. So, thank y'all, and signing out.